Alright, so here's the 800s match. Let me just refresh so I get the text out of the way there. So what we have here, we have Swaglord43, excellent name, versus, I'm just gonna say Pokemon. It makes it worse that his profile picture's a Quagsire, so let's just call, or just Dong, that'll do. Just Dong, okay. Because Pokemon Dong, that's just a little bit much, man. So yeah, we'll just call him Dong here. So Dong here actually is like very good. I'm playing him in a game right now, and he's looking solid. No major openings by day 7 or so, and on a new map. So yeah, he's looking solid, and of course his record there is a flawless 5-0. So look out for Pokemon Dong. He's looking pretty good right now. So you guys better look out. And then on the other hand, here we have Swaglord43. Unfortunately, coming in at the flat 700, 2-7 rating. 58 games played, so they've been on the site for a little bit. So looks like they both picked Jake onto Truth Is, which is this map, which is one of the few mixed base maps that is still active on Global League right now. So let's sort of see what happens this game. Okay, we'll just do this. Okay, so far the capture phase looks, yeah. Pokemon Dong's capture phase looks good. Yeah, okay, that's oh, I see. Back capturing this way and then capturing down. I think I prefer, what I typically do is I move this back base infantry and capture this, and then the front infantry. There's like, with the front infantry, there's more contested properties that you want to pick up from it. So starting in on those contested property chains and getting active infantry on the front lines, that's typically what I prefer here. And plus, that would be the way of playing symmetrically. So we'll see. And what I mean by that is when you like have a symmetric opening, it means like it's about as even as it'll get. So sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Okay, so Swaglord goes for the very early comm tower. That's like a turn earlier than I'd prefer it. Just wait a turn and then comm tower after that. In the bottom here, things look quite normal for both players. Okay, tanks out for both players. So the nice thing about this pink tank, and well, symmetrically with the gray tank, is that they have like a 2-part. They threaten both this port as well as the center area. So it's like they're active on 2 fronts at once. So they have extra things to do, more than usual tanks. Interesting. So Pokemon Dong actually goes for this deep capture here of the opponent's port, even though it's pretty clear that's going to be interrupted. And then Pokemon Dong finishes the comm tower, or is going to finish the comm tower capture just in time for fighting, as opposed to like having it a full turn and a half or so early. Okay, so you actually need a tank here. Let's see if Swaglord notices that they need a tank in the lower right. Okay, so free dudes. Yeah, free dude right here. So that's gonna die, and you can continue the capture. This is kind of an interesting scenario with the artillery actively covering something that needs to be covered while sitting on a base. So you could imagine like Swag Lord could attack the infantry on a mountain with his tank and then waste a base build, but you know, that's really not something you want to do. It's just, now that I think about it, it's just there's too much damage on the tank, so yeah, not ideal. Okay, nice roll to kill the 6 HP infantry. That's pretty useful. And then obviously Swag Lord definitely needs a tank in the bottom right. There you go. There's the tank. So yeah, I mean, both players are, well, I mean, we knew that Pokemon Dong was going to be playing intelligently, but Swag Lord too, so far, like, just small, so far what I've noticed is just a couple small, like, non-optimized things that are starting to add up into a disadvantage. Okay, so where are we here? Looks like this port here is going to be totally artillery locked. So nothing's going to be captured there. And then on the other side, though, Pokemon Dog's in a good position to start capturing this port with artillery backup, assuming nothing weird happens. So Swag Lord might consider building an artillery here, actually, to lock this port. It's kind of expensive for just one property it's locking, but it would add some stability down here. Okay, that's actually a free hit on the artillery, so yeah, nice pickup there. A second tank, yeah, I mean, that seems fine too. The mech, though, actually I'm not wild about. It's gonna, oh, double mech. Yeah, I mean, the mech from the forward base kind of is okay. If you have to build a mech somewhere, then this is the place to do it, I think. At least given where the board is right now, because it reaches combat pretty quickly, but compared to the other ones. But yeah, I'd rather see like a save, like infantry, and then go nuts with vehicles the next turn. Okay, losing the tank is big because now there's no vehicles in the center here. And the artillery is going to sort of lock these two tanks into the lower right, it looks like. So here we can do a quick assessment of value really quick here. So Swag Lord is up nothing really. He's down 15k value, so he'll have +6, so he's at like -9k unit value from where he should be if I did my math right. And down a little bit in unit count. I get those two mixed up all the damn time. And just doesn't have a whole lot going on for him. It's just looking kind of ugly. And the thing is, like, a lot of his unit count and value is sort of stuck in the center here, where it's not really doing him any favors right now. Although actually, he might be able to snipe this airport. Not a big deal. Okay, looks like Pink's gonna do the same thing. Oh, not snipe. Oh, okay, that's true. Okay, yep, I got it backwards. Yeah, that airport belongs to him anyways. I've only played this map like 6 times. I should know by now. So yeah, Swag Lord kind of has to. So yeah, 5 HP infantry into 1 HP infantry. It's not a great trade. Not only is it like bad for infantry value, you know, you lose 5 HP of infantry for 1 HP of infantry. it also like fails the whole like when you're behind in units, you ought to trade. You ought not to trade evenly in unit count, which is the other factor at hand here. But you know, once these mechs get into position, they do have some good targets down here in the center bottom here, so he could get something going. It's just all these free infantry shots while the mechs get into position are just really, really, really not what you want. Yeah, actually, putting this tank on this city, I guess the idea is you want to put it deep. Is Swaglord wants to put it deep so that it's hard to protect the anti-air. Maybe that's like, let me just see it one more time. So that was his first move. He said like, here, get over here, anti-air. I'm gonna beat you up. Then he advances with the beat-copter. So I think that's got to be what he's thinking, is like, go deep with the tank, back up with the mechs. Wait, did we lose it? Oh yeah, and so what I was talking about earlier about not building a mech out of this base, it would have been much better to do like infantry here instead of like mech, do like mech infantry and then do a second mech there, because it would have gotten there the same amount of time. And then what's the benefit? It's like you have more options by spending your money later. And the infantry that he built out of this base would have been accelerated by a turn, and it would have been the same mech state, I think, is the point. These two. Okay, sorry, that was a little bit kind of working on your visual processing skills there. Didn't mean to like go mental mode on you. Oh no, free shot on the artillery. Bad times. Yeah, there's just like so many free shots. Just adding up and adding up and adding up. Oh, and both tanks can reach. Okay, so it's just like it's over. This has to be so frustrating to play as Swaglord, because I've been in these positions too, where it's like no matter what you do, the more you attack, the more you get behind. Oh my god, those scenarios are so frustrating. So, yeah, everything's about to die. So, yeah, infantry on mech. Like, none of his units are hitting the right units. Like, his mech want to hit tanks, and they're getting hit by infantry. His tanks want to hit tanks, but they're hitting infantry and getting hit by tanks. Okay, and there's the resignation. So let's see. So maybe we can talk a little bit about things that Swag. I guess I know that I've been focusing a lot on Swaglord here, but the reason I'm doing so is because Pokemon Dong's play is like looks quite good, and it's clearly a mismatch in skill levels. So I'm trying to help out the weaker player here to sort of help him figure out how he can prevent this from happening quite as much. And I think mainly the main theme of it is really just don't allow free hits. Because I mean, they add up and they add up and they add up until you just get yourself into trouble. Like right here, the tank build was right, but it came after this free hit here. This free hit right there. Swaglord probably should have done a tank, and then he actually didn't have enough money, did he? Oh, he only had 8K. Okay. Well, an artillery here wouldn't be the end of the world. I think you just capture, and then you probably don't want to waste your time with this port. So I'd say probably what I would want to do here is move this infantry up this way to capture artillery, and then park the artillery behind the mountain with tank backup, so that if the tank decides to come in and hurt your artillery, then you have a free shot on the tank. It might delay some of the captures of these early infantry, which would be bad. And it would allow for the capture of the port, but lucky you, there's no way that Pokemon Dong is saving for a battleship that quickly. So you can just set up to clear the port with your artillery and then slowly take it back after you've built up enough troops and you've reinforced from the left. So yeah, I mean, it really hurts to advise someone to base skip at this level, but like a tank base skip here is like something that you should consider. Not saying it's the right option, but it's something that I would think about in order for you to attack this way, so you can safely interrupt the capture. So you like skip an infantry down here, and it's not ideal, but it allows you for a safe interrupt, and then you can capture this port ideally. Because if you allow the capture of this port, it's gonna take a while before you can take it back. So it might be like, so then the trade-off is like, do I want to allow, let's say, 3 turns of income from for the opponent on the port, plus the delays for the infantry and dealing with the artillery, or well, let's just say like, yeah, 3k for my opponent for taking the port, or do I want to skip one base build in order to repel it and get a tank down here? And so yeah, the tank option actually looks pretty alright. But really, it's like allowing this is like pointing to a bigger problem of allowing free hits, which you really just can't do. So yeah, basically free hits. And then the mech spam here. Jake is not a particularly mechy CO. The mech spam prevents Pink from capturing the properties that are immediately close to you. But like, it's just a little bit, yeah, like raw mech spam from this base could possibly work. It's just that a good opponent will attack somewhere else. And when it comes to that, then you have all these mechs in the center that aren't doing anything. They're just getting zoned by infantry, and that's no good. So, okay, so yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say about this match. Yeah, the theme of it is really just giving up free hits, and then yeah, just playing your game around that once you have the basics down. And once you get there, you'll start to make a lot more progress. So, cool. All right, next up, we'll have the 900 match.